There's a saying in business that if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. That is the same for soccer players. In one of my very first videos, I talked about how I always want to move my players into the top 3 of their team. If they're at the top of their team, then they need to find a new team, that they need to move on to the better team in the area. And if you're on the best team in the area, well, then your goals now become regional and national. I posted the other day that I worry more about my best players than I worry about the players that are near the bottom of their team and have to work their way up. When you go from one team where you are the best and you're the hot shot and everybody is chasing you, you have either 2 ways of looking at things. You're either going to plateau and you're not gonna be pushed anymore, or you just provide just the biggest gap possible in between you and your teammates. Then let's say you leave that club and you go to the best club in the state. And all of a sudden, you're no longer that number 1 player. You are number 11, you're number 10, you're number 9. So many players crumble at their first sign of opposition. That's why the kids that were dominant at 8, 9, 10, and 11 years old, by the time they're 15, a lot of them aren't playing anymore because everybody has caught up. In this book, Relentless, again, it talks about how people who start at the top never understand what they missed at the bottom. The guy who started by sorting the mail or cleaning the restaurant late at night or fixing the equipment at the gym, that's the guy who knows how things get done. After he's eventually worked his way up through the ranks, he knows how everything works, why it works, what to do when it stops working. That's the guy who will have longevity and value and impact because he knows what it took to get to the top. You can't claim you ran a marathon if you started at the 17th mile. Most people are looking for an elevator instead of taking the stairs. They want the easy route. I see that all the time with my players. And I've had more players in my coaching career that were at the bottom of their teams and they worked their way up to a very, very high level. Those players are much more common than the players that were at the top of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and that stayed at the top. How do you handle adversity? How do you handle those different situations of being at the top and then being right back down at the bottom? I really believe that if you are the best player on your team, you're on the wrong team.